Hey guys, we're here with Jen Hilbert, who is a Yin Yoga instructor here, and so we thought it might be really good to get you acclimated to Yin and talk a little bit about not only what Jen does in her full-time job, what she does in her career, but also sort of how that dovetails well with what we do here with our approach to yoga, and how your perception of Yin Yoga might be a little bit different than what it actually is. And so we wanted to get you up to speed on that and get you a little bit more information so that you can try it out and have a really good experience. So Jen, why don't you tell us a little bit about sort of what you do when you're not here instructing with yoga?
Yeah. Well, my background is neuroscience, so for years I was in the lab doing neuroscience research. That kind of parlayed into consulting. So I consult for different companies with various aspects of research. So I'm still seeing the research actively. I may not be doing it in the lab, but I'm seeing various aspects, neuroscience, sleep research, and I try to connect that to my yoga teaching. So what I'm seeing actually out there, like in the lab or in research, I'm trying to bring into the yoga studio or here at Tribe.
Cool. So can you tell us, I guess, how Yin is maybe different from some of the other yoga disciplines that are out there?
Mm-hmm. Well, Yin is a lot different because it's not very static, it's not very dynamic. It's kind of static. You have longer holds, so you're holding a stretch, say for 2 minutes, versus like going pose to pose. But during those 2 minutes, which may seem like a long time for some people, you're free pretty much to do what you choose. For instance, like you could choose to do a more meditative practice where you're just trying to clear your mind or focus on breathing, or just check in with your body, see what you're feeling. And because it's more of a calmer practice, you really are in tune with the feedback that you're getting from your body, and you really need to access your breath. So using your breath, I always say nothing fancy, just in and out. That's enough to relax the muscles.
That's a good point. And real quick, so I think the philosophy of what we do at Tribe most of the time is a go, go, go kind of thing, right? And so what we're trying to do is get the best use of time possible in the safest way so that we can really challenge the body for what it's capable of doing and kind of pushing that a little bit. And so we really do believe in the 30-minute concept for training and the stress that is involved in that, which is kind of like the gang part of it. But this is sort of the opposite, right? This is the yin, literally, where it's longer, less movement, and relaxation is what we're after, not necessarily the stress. We're trying to de-stress and mobilize and get into that stretch, that deep stretch, and that sort of a different type of a focus, right?
Correct.
More of like a relaxation.
Yes, and the key is that the more tension that you can release from the body, and the more that you can relax during those 2 minutes of stretch, the deeper you can get into the stretch. So for those 2 minutes, it's important to focus on anything from just relaxing your shoulders to relaxing your thighs, any little bit of tension that you're holding in onto. If you just let it go a little bit, you might be able to get a little bit more deeper into the stretch.
Cool. So if people have never done yoga before, maybe even if they have, what should they expect if they're going to be coming into their first Yin Yoga class, and what should they sort of know going in?
Well, that's a great question because people are pleasantly surprised every time they come into class. I hear it over and over again. Because Yin is accessible to any type of body, any type of elasticity or flexibility, that was the word I'm looking for. Any type of flexibility, any type of body, and any type of experience you've had, because you're in control of the amount of effort that you put into the stretch. So, say that we do a knee to chest is a common one that we do, and we hold the knee into our chest for 2 minutes. You're in control of how tight you can hold that knee or how loose, just judging on the feedback that you're getting from your own body. And no one's looking at how close the knee is or how far away the knee is. You're just in control of that. So it's really dependent upon the person. So therefore, it's more relaxed. People aren't stressed out that they're not doing the pose right. Or they're not trying to follow, keep up with everyone. You have a lot of time to just relax and try to, get the feedback from the pose.
Awesome. All right. Any other things that people should be aware of ahead of time, or things that they should look for before going in and doing Yin Yoga?
No, just coming in with an open mind. It's not going to be a heart-pounding workout. I do incorporate a little bit of strengthening into every class, so we will do, say, bridges or some core work, or I always try to incorporate that. But just coming in with an open mind, and I think they'll be pleasantly surprised.
Awesome. All right, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions for Jen, obviously you can relay them through us to her, or we can figure out a way to contact her directly. You can always ask us some questions as well. But that's the general concept of Yin Yoga, and again, we totally appreciate what Jen and Adele and all of our yoga instructors are doing with Yin Yoga. We believe in it. It is a legitimate workout, even if maybe you might not be sweating and it might be a little bit longer than our normal workouts. It is something that's a great active recovery day that is worth your time. It's worth actually coming out on a Sunday to be a part of it, and it's going to help supplement your training so that it's going to be more productive throughout the week when you're doing something completely different. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, but otherwise we'll see you on Sunday morning for Yin Yoga. Thanks.
Thank you.